All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is February 24th, Monday, 2025. Um, we're continuing to see the market weakness right now. Let's just quickly do a market check right now on QQQ. It's down 0.6% at this moment. um, it's off the lows a little bit. You can see right here, just slightly, but now it has fallen to 50-day moving average. So we have this base building, but the breakout fell last week. Since then, it has come down pretty hard actually. You can see this is the downtrend line right now. It's normal for market to drop and or just in general as a technical chartist, it's normal for it to drop and then bounce back to the short-term 10-day moving average. But today we haven't seen that bounce yet. Look at intraday 5-minute interval here. So we have a slight gap up, but it was really so very quickly sold into that in the first hour so far. Um, and the bounce looks kind of weak so far, but it's only in a few bars here, so hard to say. Um, so right now we have this strong bounce at the bottom here. We'll see if it can, you know, go back up here like this. But if not, it could come down and test the lows again. Um, Other index SPY is down 0.29%. Dow is the only one that's green, and Russell is down 0.7%. So here's Dow, gap up here, bounce right away. So that's a good bounce right here. Looks good so far. So this is the only index that is green right now. All right. So now we're gonna jump to stocks on the move here. So you can see there's less than 20 stocks that are on the move on volume. That's really low for you know, when we consider all the growth stocks, right? So, so again, the market is in no condition to be bought right now. I mean, there might be a few stocks that are swimming against the downtrend, but your probability of success is now a lot lower. So if you buy new stocks right now or buy new trades, there's a high chance it will fail, at least in the short term. However, yeah, like my portfolio has shrunk from general 30 to 50 stocks down to like three this morning. So that just tells you how bad this market is. Nothing is withstanding this downtrend right now. It's not a time to be aggressive. Um, yeah, so that's really what it comes down to. So what do we do in this type of market? Well, cash is king. Stay in cash as we can. Try not to be aggressive. If you do want to buy, you can do a few pilot trades, like a much smaller position, just to see if they work. When a new rally starts again, there's no rush into it. I mean, sure, some leaders will take off very fast, but in general, there's going to be lots of time for you to get back into a new rally. Um, and so yeah, there's no rush to try to pick the bottom. It's kind of what some people say, especially in this market right now, because it just come down so fast, right? Some of the stocks that have been coming down just came off so fast. So so that's the scary part. Um, but go look down in price, just to see if there's any names here that are more well known. So I not was something that's been on IBD stocks on the move in the past. What else? Futu, yeah, that's something I own that knocked out today. Hames continue to sell all PDD Chinese stock. So a lot of Chinese stocks taking a hard hit. That was the only thing left, most of them left in my portfolio, but today they all got hit hard. So I give back quite a bit of gains today. So that's kind of suck. Um, yeah, but just to see like what it looks like I not. So yeah, so this one been again a nice run here, breakout, kind of follow through, but then has this one down day. Then we have this earnings gap up, and then but it reversed, and then today follow through on that reverse, so that's not good. But the uptrend is still intact because the 10 days right here. But this is starting to become more and more volatile, which is not a good thing. That's I not. Full two. Let's jump to that one. So this one again, you can see I've been trading in here, and then it's still running right here, and then this is the the portion here where I also took another position right there on the bounce here, but obviously the breakout try here attempt failed. You can see it tried for 2 days and it didn't have power and reverse, right? So I already knew there's a high chance of failure, but my stop was right there. So I might have lost a couple points on the last position. So today is a pretty bad bar right there. So okay, so that's for two. Um, hymns. So here's hymns. Hymns are, again, one of the stocks that I missed on this run. Very powerful move. It accelerate right here on the 10-day. You can see, and then it top right here, like a pretty big gain, over 100% gain for sure. From this buy point here. And then now it's this was the last juice here left. Like people came in and bought it, but this is the gap down on the news last Friday. Today it followed through. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Volume is super high on the sell off on Friday. All right. Again, there's still probably tons of other stocks being sold off right now. Um, but let's see what's out there that's kind of moving on the upside. So MATX, this is a transportation ship. So reporting in one day, um, earning guidance kind of weak in the future though. So it's again that's one of my fundamental criteria that I don't usually buy stocks that are um, weak earning guidance. So that for me that will be a pass. Yeah. So I'll just trace that for now. Zim also in the dry shipping area. So it's interesting. There's some sort of group move right now. Um, but again, I don't think the earnings guidance are very strong. You can see that here. So that's something I will pass as well. Next one we have Pod. So Pod's earnings are climbing, so that looks pretty good here. And the stock has been moving up on a nice uptrend for a while now. So this is in the medical products group. So here's the recent breakout right here. It's not a fast mover, but it does move slowly. Actually, it's quite slow. um, so we have a few shakeouts here, like this one right there. Then we have another one right here just recently. But it has been wanting to hold on to this short term here, like 10, 21 day line, like pretty much close to each other. So this looks pretty positive actually. And on this day, you see the volume on Friday was so high, but yet the price didn't give up. That's interesting. Like it gave up let's say intraday, but it bounced back quite a bit. So yeah, this looks really good. And then today it wants to go up again. Um, yeah, not. I just don't know. Like this is like a slow moving stock. Like it's good if you want to hold it long term, but short term is the momentum is kind of weak. Let me just quickly check on my ranking sheet here where it ranks here. Okay, 172. Um, it's in a downtrend because it's near the 1021 day line, right? So, but today it bounced back. So, yeah, I mean, you can put it on the watch list and see. But like I say, right now is probably not the time to even try too many stocks. If you do, just put a smaller position and just, you know. But the chart pattern looks good on this one, I find. And then, the earnings guidance are pretty good too. So, yeah, in general, this stock is very choppy, right? So, but lately it's been more tighter, that's for sure. Right? It's much tighter now, and even here, like a little bit tighter. Volume wise, there's one reversal week here, so that's still good. And then we have here those two high red volume bar. Looks okay. Again, it didn't give up too much price. So overall, I say the stock is healthy. Um, so yeah, I think it's possible to put it on the watch list here. So okay, a few more stocks here in the biotech area. Let's see, UTHR, the earnings guidance, reporting in 2 days though, reporting in 2 days. So I did trade this, but it didn't make much headway before this pullback right here. Right now it's kind of on a slight downtrend, slight, a little bit. But yeah, it's reporting in 2 days, so that's the risk there. Met Exodus reporting too. Ridge, looking at Ridge here. It's a little bit of weaker earnings guidance in the fourth quarter this year. Um, it's okay. The chart pattern. It's very volatile too. This one. So anyhow, I'm gonna pass on that. ECYT. Also weak earnings guidance in the last quarter. Um, it's reporting today, so it'll be interesting. That's that. All right. So let's see here. TKO. Right here, TKO. The TKO is the one that owns Wrestling Federation, WWE. So we have earnings here. Looks pretty good. So we have showing some pullback here, right? So this overall is a good chart, but like I said, it has pullback, reporting in 2 days as well. So here's the downtrend line. Let's see my markups up there. No, I didn't set a trend line on this. I didn't set a trend line. So yeah, this is reporting, so we'll be watching it. Let's see some of this. So this morning, some of the retail stock were moving. Most of them are probably just a technical bounce. Like this is Norwegian Cruise Line. All the cruise lines got hit hard last week. See this bar right there is so wide, and it undercut the previous low here on the base. Pretty bad. This is also reporting this week, uh, but overall, chart patterns doesn't look good right now. Um, another traveling stock here, RCL. Also have a huge down bar last week. That's really ugly. It undercut the red line as well. So here is below 50-day now. So I traded this stock here, right here on the bounce, on the gap up on this actually. But it didn't really make much headway, as you can see here. So this is where I got out right there. But now it's starting to fall apart a little bit. So yeah. So yeah, this is again technical bounce this morning, but it loses steam so fast. So not a good sign. Let's look at RVLV. Here's the retail apparel shoes. Earnings okay. Reporting in one day. So this is on the downtrend. Even on the weekly chart, it's pretty clear. But yeah, you can see how it does in the earnings. But it's reporting in one day, so that's probably tomorrow. Oh, on. This is on a pretty significant downtrend right now. So again, this morning's bounce was probably just a technical bounce. The downtrend continues. 1 quarter of negative earnings here. Growth, negative earnings growth. So reporting 8 days from now. So yeah, so this continue to be weak. It is has done well in the recent rally, but now it's also falling apart. So this is a pretty good run there. Earnings guidance is like weakening though, right? You see here in the fourth quarter. But yeah, this downtrend is pretty severe. Again, right now we're seeing a technical bounce. But the problem is, those technical bounce is when you draw the trend line on the 10-day moving average, they tend to want to bounce back and then like right there, and then it gives up after that, right? So it could come back to the 10-day and then give up. So we gotta be very cautious in this environment right now. We don't need to jump back in too early, I don't think. Once a new rally starts, will give us lots of opportunity. So yeah, this is another uh, hitting new lows right now. SkyWest. This is airline. Again, earnings guidance very weak in the fourth quarter, and I highlight this quite a bit recently. The fourth quarter earnings, or even some of them third quarter, all negative. Like I don't know, maybe we're heading into a slowing economy, and this is playing out right now. Like the market is reacting, um, 6 months ahead or 9 months ahead, right? So all these stocks are, correcting pretty severe. They all undercut. Some of them undercut the previous base. You can see. So when you undercut a previous base, based on IBD kind of rule, is they do reset the base, right? So here is like base two, stage two. They call it stage three. Here's stage four, right? Each of those patterns is stages. Here's stage one at the beginning. So when you go through a big correction, or you undercut the previous base, which we did right here. So this has undercut that base. Now it reset to zero, which means, if a new rally start, this would be base one, stage one, they call it. So it basically clear a lot of the sellers, right? At least the even intermediate term sellers, and then only the long term holders will be left, and that will start a new base here, and and we'll have stage one again, like just like right here, stage one. All right, so that's kind of how we look at basis in general. So seeing this slowing earning is not a good sign. You know, we don't know how far it will drop. It could drop to 200 day here, which is usually where they find support. But in a more severe correction, they will break those. Like right here, like see, this is the 200-day line. It will break those lines, and yeah. So you have no idea how far it will go down. So anyhow, that SkyWest, not the strongest earnings. And this is hitting new low right now. Urban. Probably the question you might be asking, is there any area that is withstanding this downtrend right now? I try really hard on the weekend to look for areas. I mean, there is some stocks here and there, but is there like sectors that are withholding? The only thing that I keep hearing is the staples, right? Like I'll show you the chart in a second. But other than that, everything else getting knocked out. Here's a slowing again. This is slowing down. Can you see the numbers? All the retail numbers are slowing down. This is a downtrend right now. So yeah, so that's another, you know, was this reported yet? 2 days. So it's funny. Some of these ones that are reporting soon, they all have a technical bound. People are speculating, right? Some of them trying to buy ahead of the earnings, you know. But it's in a downtrend right now. ALK, this airline as well. So this one also did really well in the recent rally. Look at this stock actually. Wow. I missed this stock completely because yeah, so, earnings was good, and but again you can see it's slowing down by the fourth quarter, right? The numbers like so again I see a lot of this like third or fourth quarter. Usually depending which sector, like some of them third quarter, some of them fourth quarter. So like I don't know if the market is pricing in now a slower economy going forward, and this earnings growth is becoming a problem for the evaluation, right? Some of these stocks have been up quite a bit. Like I don't look at PE ratio, but 14. I don't know if it's high for airline 14, but uh, but this is yeah clearly a downtrend. This is purely a technical bounce. Let's go to daily chart. So right here at 50 day, if it breaks 50 day, it's gonna go down a lot further. So we'll see. But this downtrend line, it's um it's pretty steep right now because it's starting, you know, because of this acceleration in drop. So anyhow, it's not in my radar just because of it doesn't have the strongest fundamentals. Okay, so let's go back stocks on the move here. Uh, Apple. So I talked about this in the market recap video last weekend. Out of all the mega caps, Apple is the only one with a good chart right now. Everything else seems to be in a downtrend line. Um, and this one is not in a downtrend. You see, it's been moving up slightly, despite all the bad days last week. It's been able to hold the price and also move up slightly. Like it keep making new highs. Today it make another new high. You can see on like new highs in like recent weeks, right? And now we passed the middle point. Like well, it's right at there, 247.19. It's right there. So if we close above it, that would be bullish in my opinion. And looking at the volume again, like I said, we're not seeing both volume on both sides, like both up days and down days. They're kind of even. Um, so that's the only problem here. We're not seeing much volume. Um, so if you know, so on the sell side, if not many people want to sell, then even if not that many people buy, because but the more important thing is not that many people sell, then um, it seems like there's even on those days that are red, like the red bar volume is really high. It seems like the price didn't give up, which means people are buying shares that people are selling. So that's also a good sign. And this is a nice cup pattern, and it's building the right side of the base right now. So Apple looks pretty good. So here's the basis. Here's in this. So here it didn't go up 20% and then came back down. Uh, yeah, I don't think it did. So this is still base one. You see, base one, stage one. Let's look at the earnings here. It's not the strongest, right? 5-7%. This one is calculated wrong here, so it's not 83%. You can see it's a 13 cents increase, which is not 83%. That's like, I don't know how many, 8%, let's say. And then we have 9% in the last quarter. So single digit growth. But more important is the stock chart that's acting pretty well. But yeah, it's not gonna be on my radar just because of under the 10% thing. Um, but it's okay. So this one is actually making new highs today. Next we have Nvidia. So obviously we have earnings guidance pretty good, but we have reporting coming up this Wednesday. So let's look at the chart here. The problem with this chart is like we have this huge base right here, and then it moves up a little bit. Didn't move up too much. Like it broke out, but it didn't really move that much. So then it started to slide again. Then right here, we tried to break out, but it fell. And then after the failure, it went down more. Like it undercut right here. Now we came back again, and so far it has lost momentum. Right, like the last 2 weeks has lost momentum. Let's go to daily. So here's the last trend down, and here's the nice breakout right here, which I took a position. And so here it was holding tight, but then Friday, yeah, I think it was Friday. Yeah, it closed like all the way at the bottom. It undercut the last 3 days of pricing, and then today it followed through, which I sold on Friday, and today was my last bit of position, which was sold this morning. Um, so far it hasn't bounced back. You can see it's still down. It's trading at the bottom of the range. Let's go to 5-minute chart. So it's under quite a bit of selling right now. So again, not a good sign. So that's that. Oops, I did it wrong. Should be this one, Apple here. App. Okay, let's look at app. So App was one of the leaders, right? Just like Palantir. And look at how fast it's falling back now. I mean, this is undercut 10-day. Today undercut 21-day, the pink line. And the 50 days right here. So, and then we have the low of this base right here. So there's a few more levels it could test, um, possibly, before we see a bounce. So we'll see. So this is hitting new lows today. Palantir, so we dropped below 10-day here. That was my really ugly day for me. I think I gave up 8% that day right there, or 8 or 9% of my gains. So this was a nice run right here. Then now it undercut 21-day today. So Friday it closed at that line. Now it undercut it. It's down 11% at this moment. So it's heading towards the 50-day now, right? So most stocks, when they correct, they will correct at least to the 50-day. Some people like to buy on the 50-day bounce, which is, yeah, that's definitely a good level to buy if it bounce from there. Um, I don't usually buy just because it bounced on 50-day. I need to look at the overall trend, right? So for example, this is like and just use this as an example. Let's say this is the downtrend right now, and it hit the 50-day today, and then it bounced. Well, it's still under the downtrend. So, and second of all, this downtrend line slope is so steep, right? So generally, I like to see a more downtrend line like 45-degree angle. So, right, so something like this. So if we break above the 45-degree trend line, it gives me more confidence that there's a balance there. Because if it does break this first steep downtrend line, it could be just a technical bounce. Right? It'll come up a little bit and then it can continue like that. So anyhow, like I said, there's no need to rush back to this growth stocks. Um, yeah, because when growth stocks top, they tend to drop more than most people think. You think it dropped 30, 40%, and then it can drop 50% or more. Um, So that's why you gotta be very cautious. Growth stock can make you a lot of money, but they also can really drain your portfolio when things go bad. So you gotta be very cautious. So anyhow, they're not doing that well right now. All the top growth stocks. VRSK, this one keep popping up lately. Let me see if it's reporting or not. But sometimes those stocks will, yeah, see, 2 days. So this one earnings two single digit quarters here. Overall is okay. It's positive. Um, but yeah, it's trying to some speculation ahead, right, of the earnings. It's been moving, and this is in commercial service market research. Here's today's consider a breakout. I'm not sure what the volume looks like, but obviously it's on stock in the move, so it's higher than average. So yeah, so that's again, it's not my list because just because it's has single digit quarters, but this is worth watching if you have view like overall it has positive earnings. So let's go back to stocks on the move here. Okay, so there's some financial stocks here that we haven't looked at yet. Okay, let's start with Zillow. Zillow has 1% earnings guidance, but then it increased quite good here. Right now it's on a downtrend. So yeah. So so let me delete that. This one is kind of off the chart here. Let me draw another trend line. Yeah, right there. This won't be on my list just because it has 1% earnings guidance this coming quarter, but it did report it got hit hard. This is tied very much to real estate, obviously. So as far as I know, the real estate is not doing that well. Like we look at is it XHB? Yeah, the home builders group. See, this home builders group is really getting hurt right now. Like, so it just broke this lows right here. It just broke that. So yeah, so that's that one. Let's go to Goldman Sachs here. So the banks, they've been holding up well lately, and then, like I said, just like most stocks last week, they all got sold off really hard after that. Today looks like it followed through as well. So it does have 0% earnings guidance in the fourth quarter as well. So again, a lot of fourth quarter earnings are really bad. Like that's just my like based on what I've seen so far. This slope is pretty steep right now. Yeah, this is actually hitting new lows. Looking at EQH, Investment management earnings guidance pretty good. This one, um, it's not the best momentum stock, but it does move up. And right now, last week again, we have a huge bar right there, down week bar. Looks like today is trying to bounce back a little bit. It was up 3%, 3.8%. So this was the bought sell off last Friday, and right now it came back to the 10-day, but it also couldn't go above it too. So you can see this morning gap up, but it really reversed. So now it's just going sideways right now. So which is not a bad thing. Which is not a bad thing. If it can hold, and then if market do bounce back today, and this can also bounce, then it will probably you know try to make a new high, right? So anyhow, yeah, overall this one looks good. Again, you can put it on the watch list. CBRE, single quarter of 5% earnings guidance, and then after that it increased to double digits. So looks not bad. Also has very similar to the last stock we looked at. It's not a strong momentum stock, but it can move up. Right now it's pulling back. Again, we have another bad week bar last week. Here's my high-end trend line, but it has accelerated now, right? You can see the 10-day slope right now. Let me try to draw this new trend line. So overall, it's okay. Yeah, yeah. Actually, this is not the strongest earnings, so at least the next quarter. So I'm gonna pass on that. LPLA, another finance investment broker. This one has double digit across, and yeah, this one looks pretty good. It has done really well actually. Look at that, and it's trading so tight too. That's another thing. Trading really tight. And then here's the trend line right now. Looks really good. We did have two really high volume selling last week, both Thursday and Friday. But overall, like it didn't really dent the chart even with those 2 days of higher volume selling. Very interesting. So I think this one looks good. It's not again, it's not a high crazy mover, but it's a pretty decent um, momentum stock that can move. Not too fast, but it can move. So that's another to put on the watch list. Okay, let's see. Again, we are. You can see the volume has just really dropped on the buying side. Let me just refresh to see. I don't know why this number shows 0% now. Anyhow, um, yeah, it's very weak on the growth side today. Um, so on days like where even if there's a few stocks that are bucking the trend, we call it. Um, Yeah, I wouldn't even try today. It's just so weak. If today was a day that a lot of growth stocks are bouncing, you could try a few of them. Maybe it might work, maybe it won't work. I don't know. But there's not many stocks bouncing, and like it's not the probability are really against you right now. Like I say, you could trade a few and see if they work, but probability is that most of them will fail on the bounce, right? Let's finish off with CRS here. So this is still very strong earnings guidance, and the tariff news definitely helped some of this U.S. steel maker. Okay, so today it's holding up. Even last week, I mean, it did sell off on Friday, right there. So higher volume selling day. And then this morning, it kind of fell in the morning, but it bounced back pretty fast. The problem here is that it's just at the 10-day. Now, if the market closed not too bad today, like meaning like not that much lower from here, or it even bounced back a little bit, let's see if this stock can like close much higher than the 10-day right now. If it does, that might be a good entry, right? Because buying on the bounce would be a good idea. In this case, because it's still in the uptrend, like a minor uptrend. But again, I'm looking at the overall market condition. It's pretty weak. But so this one have earnings. Let me see. Let's go back to the earnings. Yeah, pretty good earnings, and hitting new high. Let me see the ranking on this one. I didn't trade this before because it was lower on the ranking, but now it might have moved up. Let me see. 157. So it's not in the 100 range, but it's yeah, it's holding up. Okay, finally we have gold stocks. So what's happening in gold? Like last week, I was hoping the gold would continue its run, but it has kind of stalled. So this one has slower earnings now going into the fourth quarter. So it's kind of not on my fundamental list anymore. But anyhow, the stock is holding up pretty strong. You can see right here, very tight. Um, and recently I sold here. I tried again here on the bounce, but it didn't work. So, but previously, I make some good gains here on this uptrend right here. But right now it's on the downtrend, not very steep at all. You see, like this downtrend line is not steep at all. So it could easily break out again, but it has been stalling lately. So that's the only problem. See, it hasn't moved much lately. Um, but it's not going down hard as well. So it's still holding off the 10-day right here, the green line, and it's right sitting right above the pink line. It hasn't touched the pink line once yet, so that's another good sign. Um, yeah, but there's other gold stocks too. So even though this one no longer fit my criteria, but there's other gold stocks too. So all right. So we just started the week. Lots of news coming out this week. Um, so we gotta be very cautious. If didn't watch my market recap video, there is lots of news. We have Nvidia earnings, consumer confidence number Tuesday, so that's huge, right? Because lately all the consumer numbers have been weak. Then we have the durable good orders on Thursday, and then the big one, PC on Friday. That's the one that Fed cares about most. So yeah, until then, see you tomorrow again. Hopefully you like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye now.